can we just revel in the fact that I'm back in this setting? I'm back here! No, this room still isn't finished. The skirting boards are still not up, but I basically put everything back because it was like just ridiculous for ages. But yeah, I'm back here. It makes me really happy. Now I just have to hope that I am in focus. Hi guys, welcome back. So we are back in the usual setting and we are doing a bit of a makeup tutorial today. So this is essentially the makeup I was wearing 90% of my holiday in France when I went in July. Please excuse the background noise, it's chucking it down the rain outside. And pretty much what I've been going for when I've just been working from home, not really wanting to be putting a lot of makeup on. So it was just a very kind of low-key natural makeup look and I have been loving it, and it is with a very, very light base. So we're not using foundation. We're not even using tinted moisturiser. No, well, we're using a tinted SPF, kind of. So yeah, that is what we're going to be doing today. If you like this, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's go back to the non-makeup version of me.
Oh hi guys, look at my no makeup face. We do not like this. So to start, I actually mix my primer with a tinted SPF. So I'm using my Clarins SOS primer in the shade Peach, and I'm using the Bioderma Photoderm Max SPF 50 Plus in the light colour. So it's just a tinted SPF. It doesn't have a lot of coverage, which is why I mix it with the primer, because the primer just helps to perfect the skin and make the skin just look super, super flawless, which we obviously love. We like a little bit of a flawless base, but the whole look isn't going to give like loads and loads of coverage. It's just giving a little bit of protection from the sun, especially obviously throughout the summer and when I was on holiday, that was essential. While still looking a little bit perfected using that incredible primer as well. And I just really love mixing these two together, and then I just blend it over the face with the Spectrum A02 brush, which is basically just a little bit like a stippling or buffing brush. It works really, really well with these products, and yeah, the overall look just finishes off very, very natural. You can see it's kind of very dewy as well, but we matte that down in a little bit just in case you are, you know, not a dewy kind of a girl. But yeah, it just leaves everything super, super natural, very, very lightweight, and yeah, you can just still see the skin poking through, which we obviously really like. Next up, we're going to add some concealer. So I'm just using my all-time favourite Bourjois Radiance Reveal Concealer. This is like my third or fourth one of these, and I definitely need another. It just is going to add some extra coverage. It's going to really brighten the under eyes. You can use it to do a little bit of highlighting on like the nose, just like in between the forehead. And obviously you can use a different concealer to add more coverage if you're having like a bad skin day. You've got some blemishes that you want to cover, then you can obviously use your concealer of choice just to add a little bit more coverage. And then I'm using the flat side of the Real Techniques sponge to blend all of that in over the lid as well, and just kind of patting everything into the skin. This isn't my favourite sponge. My favourite is actually the Eco Tools one, but I picked up the Real Techniques one again recently just to try it out. It's nice, still prefer the Eco Tools one, but this is still a really good one. So yeah, I'm just using this to pat the concealer in everywhere and then bouncing it over the rest of the skin for a flawless base. It's now powder time, so we're going to use my all-time favourite Glossier Wilder powder. Give it just a little bit of a shake because it's running out. It's just a really lovely, flawless, perfecting powder. It adds like a touch more coverage, so if you want a little bit more than you can, but not too much. It just is going to help to like, just kind of make everything a little bit more matte so we're not so shiny. And I'm just bouncing it into the skin with the Spectrum A00 powder brush, which I love for my powder. I'm obsessed with this. I don't use anything else to blend in my powder now. It just works so, so beautifully. And then when I'm done that, I basically then just use my fingers and pat my face to check for any really wet patches or places where I haven't blended the powder in quite enough. Now time to add some colour. So I'm taking the Body Shop Honey Bronzer. I think I've got the shade 03, and I'm just using the Real Techniques powder brush, and I'm going to put that in all over kind of like the cheekbones, up onto the temples and under the chin as well. So in a bit of a 3 motion. That's kind of always how I apply my bronzer, but I love this one because it's really, really kind of natural warm tones. So it doesn't really look like you're going to be contouring. It just looks like you've got some sun, which is really lovely. It's super pigmented, so be super careful with it, but it is just a really lovely and natural bronze to the skin, and I absolutely love it. We're then going in with a very natural bronzer. This is the Body Shop All-in-One Cheek in Macaroon, and I am using the Spectrum A05 to blend, and we're taking the colour from the back of the cheek up to the apples just to help kind of disperse it and make it look super natural. But this is my favourite blush of all time right now. I'm just not using anything else. It's beautiful. And then of course we have to highlight. So I'm just using the Revolution Soft palette, and I'm using the goldy tone in here. I mix between the gold and pinky tone depending on how the rest of my makeup's going to be looking. Because we're going for like warm, like natural today, I wanted to go for the goldy tone. And I'm just using the Spectrum B08 to blend that in. So we're just going over the top of the cheekbones, a little bit of a dust under the brows. We're going over the Cupid's bow, and then tip of the nose and down the length of the nose as well. Now onto eyes, and I'm using what I think is one of the most underrated products ever, especially from Glossier. It's their Lid Stars, and this is in the shade Cub. I flipping love these, especially for like a very kind of natural look, because you can keep it super natural by kind of applying a bit to the lid and then blending it out with a brush. And it's still got a little sheen of colour there, but then it just makes it look really natural on the lid. Or you can build it up by adding more colour on top of that, and you can just kind of make it as pronounced as you want. But what I love is that these are kind of like a more liquid cream eyeshadows, but once they're dry, they do not budge, and I love that. I have a couple of these shades, both I've got Cub and I've also got Fawn, which is like a really beautiful bronzy shade, but I've been reaching for Cub a lot on days where I don't really want to do too much with my eye, just because it just really brightens the eye, makes it look just kind of very pretty and girly, keeps it still quite neutral where it's a little bit pinky. And like I said, it's just super easy to blend out using just like a Spectrum eyeshadow brush or like a fluffy blending brush. You can use kind of what you want with it. It works with everything. And then yeah, building it up again on the lid just to kind of give a little bit more pronounced colour. And it also just gives a really nice kind of like wet, sheeny look to the lids as well. I just think it's beautiful. I'm a really, really big fan of these products. Then we're using another Body Shop product, this time mascara. This is the Body Shop Super Volume Mascara. This is a very natural mascara. I would not say it's super volume at all. And I do actually tend to use this as a little bit of a primer sometimes and then put my kind of more dramatic mascaras over the top. But it's a great kind of everyday natural mascara. It just helps to kind of separate the lashes, make them look kind of very fluttery and very, very natural, and you can layer it as well. So I end up putting like 2 or 3 layers on. My back's hurting me a bit there. I put a couple of layers on just to kind of get the effect that I want with my lashes. And it's also really great for like a bottom lash mascara as well, because I said where it's not like super over the top, it's just really easy to apply there, and it's not going to make anything look like spider's legs or anything like that. It's just a very nice, natural, fluttery mascara. And then for lips, we're using my favourite combo right now. So we're taking the MAC Whirl Lip Liner. So we're just going to line the lips. It's a very kind of nice, neutral brownie shade, but not too like cool tone brownie, because I don't really like that, but it's really, really nice. So I just line my lips with that and put like a little bit more just on the bottom centre of my lower lip for a little bit of definition. And then we are taking the Body Shop Matte Lip Liquid in the shade Windsor Rose, which is the most perfect, beautiful, everyday, neutral kind of nude matte. It's matte without being like super dry. It's really creamy, very comfortable. They're like my favourite matte liquid lips right now. Then to finish everything off, I'm just taking the Rimmel Instafix and Go setting spray. I kind of pulled the top off of that there, and then I'm just spritzing that around. It's so fresh, it smells like cucumber, really refreshing, and it's just going to help set everything off. Wave it on, take the hair down, and we are done. And this is the final look. I hope you guys really like this look. It's just very natural, just like my everyday go-to right now. Super quick and easy to do. I've done this all in real time so you can see like exactly how long it takes. Let's throw on that little summer hat and try and have summer while we still can. But yeah, it's just my perfect summer base right now. And that is it. I hope you guys like this. Obviously make sure you give it a big thumbs up if you do. Let me know if there's any other makeup looks you want to see me do, and I will absolutely do those. But yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye.